I guess I'll begin.
Start it up. Sure.
So, Britt, how are you adjusting to life when it comes to being a dentist while also being a professional wrestler?
It's been an adjusting process since I started training. Literally from the day I took my first bump in the wrestling ring to the day I went to my first class in dental school. It's always been some sort of juggling act with something. At first it was time management, and now I'm back in the same spot with time management. So I'm either on the road, doing something, something like Comic-Con or filming TV, and then as soon as I get back home, I gotta get my butt straight to the dental office. So definitely time management is hard, but it's also with more success comes more exposure, and there's more fans coming into the dental office, which is sometimes problematic because I'm so busy because I'm not in the dental office that many days. I'm so busy as is. I don't have time to put a patient block off just to sign an autograph. So that's definitely getting something a little tricky to navigate the waters. We never want to be rude. I love the fans, but at the same time, I have to do my job, be a professional. So that's kind of what I'm struggling with now.
Yeah. Who are some of the agents that helped both of you with your matches?
Oh, that's a good question. I've worked with a lot of people. I mean, early on, I did a lot of work with Cody and Kenny when it was brand new. We didn't really have some of the agents we have now. I really like working with Jerry Lynn. Ace is someone we have new. Pat Buck and Sanjay, who we just recently acquired them, and they've been doing so much work behind the scenes that I think they're a huge asset to us. Not even coaching, but just organization and making sure people are where they need to be. Who am I forgetting? I'm probably forgetting someone.
BJ's very good.
BJ, love BJ. He's been working with the women a lot lately too.
Early on, it's tough for me, right? Because my style is a little different, and a lot of those, and it's extremely different. The fact that no one knows, like no one's done this ever, so it's kind of tough to get full-on advice. I have someone like Jerry Lynn and BJ. They do great. BJ does great. Jerry Lynn does great. Colt Cabana was actually one that really I was able to go to, and we kind of workshop ways for me to wrestle, and it helped me significantly. So he was one guy that early on was great for me, and now I don't work with anybody.
I got a follow-up. When it comes to certain sequences or spots, how much input do both of you have?
I mean, with wrestling in general, our characters, our promos, our matches, we have a lot of say, which is something I think that makes AEW so special and so unique, because it's not written to us and handed to us and say, hey, make this entertaining. We get to put our own spin on what we want to do. And obviously, Tony's the boss and he's the mastermind, he's the genius. It's his show. Everything is the final say through him. But for us to be able to put our own flair and pizzazz on what we want, that's why so much is working on TV and the characters are getting over it, and why fans are they either really, really love somebody or they nuclear hate somebody, and that's really cool because it's us. It's our genuine creativity.
Yeah, no one tells me anything. I do what I want.
Does what he wants.
When it comes to crafting art, and whether it's promos or being in front of a crowd, were there any moments for the both of you where you felt like I could have done something much differently than what was presented?
Pretty much every single time. Yeah, it's really humbling to watch yourself back as a wrestler, as a promo. I even hate the sound of my voice, things like that. But you have to watch it back, or you're never gonna get better. Because then when you see oh, I wish I would have did that, then you can take that over to the next segment you have. And if you don't watch it back, you have no idea what's going right or what's going wrong.
I nail it every time.
He does.
For Jade, who are some of your favorite music artists?
Are we talking about men, women, in general?
Either.
Alright, so I love Nicki Minaj. I love Meg Thee Stallion. I love Cardi B. Those are the type of music I listen to before getting out into the ring. I have to breathe and feel this energy that makes me feel on top and that I'm invincible. And these are powerful black women, and I'm here and I represent for powerful black women.
How about
You know what songs you're listening to for what pumps you up? I'd love to.
I Get Up 10 by Cardi B right now.
You're gonna have to buzz me about that.
Okay. And I love Paramore. I love Paramore. Huge Paramore fan.
How about you, Punk? Any music interests that keep your interest as of late?
I'm an old punk rock guy. I grew up listening to The Clash and the Ramones. punk rock exploded in 1994, you know, bands like Operation Ivy, Rancid, Green Day. I listened to so much stuff though, like so much New York hardcore, Creedence Clearwater Revival, one of my favorite groups. John Fogerty, obviously, is just a brilliant writer and artist. I listen to a ton of different stuff. I used to have an iPod, right? And now, like, just, you know, I have like Apple Music, so I've like lost a lot of like my own little like mixtapes and all that other shit. But you know, like it's I listen to a ton of different shit.
Same.
Thank you. For Punk, has your workout regimen changed from the UFC to back to professional wrestling?
I definitely don't jump rope anymore. Just because I'm so sick of fucking jumping rope. God, training for MMA is something I miss dearly. You know, the pandemic kind of shut everything down. My gym shut down. I was locked in the house. Are they trying to tell us something?
I know.
You know, and still from that moment on, like I haven't been able to train as much as I want to. So it's changed in that way. It wasn't actually a conscious decision. You know, it wasn't like I was, I'm not going to do jiu-jitsu or striking anymore. Circumstances changed, you know what I mean, and my environment's changed because of the pandemic. So I haven't been able to train as much as I want to.
How about you, Jade? What's your workout regimen like, especially since you're a champion now?
Yeah.
You've got a very fit body.
At this point, I probably do 2-a-days, 3 times a week with training and being in the ring and practicing as well. I do 5 days in the gym, 2 hours. I eat very clean. I mean, it's a lifestyle for me. I've been doing this all my life. I've been in sports my entire life. So me going a week, I probably drive myself insane. Or if I don't get a workout in, I'm literally like, what are you doing? Because it's also therapy. So it's relaxing. It's my place I can just go to, listen to my music, and just feel something. It's life for me.
Look, how are you adjusting well since joining to AEW compared to when you was at previously?
Shit, I don't know. You probably better versed to ask other people. You know, it's a different company. You know, like adjusting. I'm not sure I have much to adjust to. I know the job. I'm committed to the job, and I try to mind my own business and do the job.
How about you, Jade?
What was the question again?
How are you adjusting well since joining AEW, especially now since you're a champion?
Yes. It's all a learning process. I literally come into every show learning, like taking something back at this point. I love it. It's new. It's where other job can you go, scream at people, curse people out, and it's okay. Like, I love it here. I'm adjusting very well. I'm adjusting rapidly for the inexperience that I do have. Yeah.
And I have one more before we move on. Punk, how's your leg feeling? Because that injury was gruesome.
Gruesome? I don't know how gruesome it was. I mean, it feels like I shattered my foot, and they put it back together, and doing too much to try to get back as soon as I can. You know, it feels like it's on fire. I can't feel my toes, but they hurt. It's real strange, and it pisses me off. And you know, I've been better, but I've been worse.
Thank you. This is now on the TV front for you, CM Punk. You recently appeared on Mayans MC, which is a show I love, and also I love the Heel Show. So, what was the process of you getting on Mayans MC, and do you have any update on the second season of Heels?
Second season of Heels is wrapped. It's pretty crazy. There's a lot more Ricky Rabies this year, so I think people will be pleased about that. Mayans, I'm kind of old buddies with the creator, Elton James. So it was a matter of him telling me years ago, we need to work together. It's one of those things. And finally, an opportunity came up, and he wrote a part for me on his television show. And, goes to show you it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Like it's a very big part of life. Yeah.
You realize that when you get older.
And what you know. My friend writes a television show. He put me on it. That's basically it.
And Jade, any TV shows you want to appear on?
There's a couple shows I'm on right now. But one cartoon, oh my gosh, listen, I love Game of Thrones. I love American Horror Story. Anything like in horror or thriller, I am in it. And also Family Guy. I'm a huge Family Guy fan, so I would love to do a voice for a Family Guy character.